Meeting. We're going to have prayer by Councilor Cook and pledge by Councilor Bright. If you would please stand.
Let's pray. Precious Heavenly Father, as we gather tonight for this meeting, we pray that you'll give us guidance and wisdom. We pray that we do things in your manner that justifies what we do in your honor. Be with us in all that we do in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. President Short.
Here.
Councilor Anderson.
Here.
Councilor Bright.
Here.
Councilor Cook.
Here.
Councilor Taylor.
Here.
All right, we have minutes from July 22nd agenda workshop and regular session. Do we have any changes or modifications to those minutes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up, we're going to approve our consent agenda. We have a handful of items on here. Appoint Ryan Wilson to the Industrial Development Authority, succeeding Trey Dodson with term ending July 14, 2031. Appoint Gary Mark Foster to the Library Board, succeeding Debbie Wade, effective October 26, 2025 through October 25th, 2029. Accept the resignation of June Matthews from the Library Board. I don't know how I feel about that, but appoint Chad Carroll to the Library Board, succeeding June Matthews with term ending October 25th, 2026. Any discussion related to tonight's consent agenda?
I just want to, Council President,
Yes.
I just want to say how much we appreciate both Debbie and Jean Matthews and their service on the library board. They are longtime members that will care deeply about Trussville. And it's been a pleasure to work with them, but I just want to thank them both for everything that they've done. They really have worked to make Trussville Library just the very best that it can be, and I really appreciate it.
And also for item A, for Ryan Wilson coming on, he's fairly new to the area. He is a commercial real estate broker. I think he's going to be a great addition to the Industrial Development Authority, and thank Trey Dodson for his service.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now we'll approve our regular agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve tonight's regular agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion or additions that we need to address for the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll go into public comment. Miss Melanie, Oak Drive West, come on up.
How are you?
Good. How do you pronounce your last name?
Sickles.
Sickles, very good.
Yep. Okay, so I have some questions. Well, first of all, I understand there's a lot of developments that are underway and in approval, and I was wondering how that's going to affect the infrastructure in Trussville, the roads, the schools. Is there like a plan somewhere online that we can see and look at to see, you know, how much this is going to cost, this projected development? I realize it brings in revenue, but it also has certain costs attached to it. So I was wondering if there was some information we could look at on that.
Yeah.
What development? What?
Are you speaking about development in general or just
What's
with their specific-
underway being developed?
Right, so the majority of what you see within the community are all developments that were approved 10, 15, 20 years ago that are working toward conclusion. There are a few new developments, a couple on Husky Parkway, that's an example of smaller developments. There is a development that will be forthcoming to Service Road that is all part of stopping the apartments from coming in, that development from coming in. But there is a plan online. It's a dated plan, but there is a strategic master land use plan online. It's dated 2004-2006, so you can see that there. And I'm also happy to discuss and get you in contact with our inspections department, and they can kind of give you a lot of data related to that too.
Yeah, because I think people are wondering what's going to happen with the roadways.
Yeah.
How is that all going to get paid for, that sort of thing, and the schools. You know,
The schools keep an eye on the
On
new
those things,
housing
right,
and
right.
try to work together with that so they can plan
To know
how they
what
will
they're gonna
develop
need.
their classrooms.
Perfect. Also, on there was a resolution on the ballot to approve money for building in the schools. Is this the appropriate place to bring that up, or would that be better brought up at a school board meeting? I was just wondering, I noticed we issued municipal bonds for the new school board meeting, the administrative building. And I was.
We
No.
didn't issue bonds for that. That was actually grant funding that paid for that building, but.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
because one of the papers, I believe it was the Trussville Tribune, said that there were muni bonds issued for that.
No.
No, okay. Good to know. Well, I will have to.
But if you want to reach out to me, I can get you, and I'll happily answer your questions. I'm sure any of us will, but we can get you in touch with building inspections, and they can dive deeper with you as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The other question I had was on the garbage and the recycling. I'm not sure how they can put it all into one container and then have it come out, be able to separate it if it gets contaminated.
Yeah. City Clerk, you visited the facility, right?
Correct, yes, sir. If
Please.
I can address. All right, down in Montgomery, there is a processing plant with 90, and this processing plant has 99 conveyor belts and all kinds of incredible technologies to separate out plastic from the metal, from kitchen refuse to things like that. And if you're willing to wear a hard hat and put up with some interesting smells, you can tour the place. But anyway, it's very high tech. And I toured that place on January 20th, 2021.
Now, do you get reports back from ADEM, from the state, as to how much material is actually recycled and how much is landfill? Because that facility you're talking about is required to give a report to the state of how much.
We don't get a report of it, but what they're telling us through the authority that we're part of is that it saves about 40% going to the landfill. When they recycle and separate and sell off some of that, the numbers have been around 40% that it saves going to the Montgomery landfill.
Well, it would be interesting to see the reports and have those posted so that people know that it's happening. Just doing a brief search online, it seems like if, for instance, paper is contaminated with glass shards, it's not fit for recycling. So I'm not sure how they would be able to clean that up. I did view their little video.
Thank you, Ms. Sickles. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, Kathy Watt. Miss Kathy Winwood. Wells, maybe. It's hard to read the last name on this one. You just signed. You're here. Gotcha. Thank you for being here. All right. How do you say your last name though? Watts. Perfect. Thank you. All right. If you want to address the council, we have another opportunity at the end of the meeting. So we're going to move into tonight's regular agenda. First up, we have Councilor Bright with a proclamation honoring Cahaba Elementary teacher April Smith.
Yes, thank you, Council President. My pleasure to honor Ms. April Smith and having her husband Don here and Principal Joy Tyner as well. So I'm just going to read this proclamation. We honored her at the Board of Education meeting last month, and we felt like it was worthy of honoring her in City Council. So I'm going to read this proclamation, and we would love for y'all to come up and we'll grab a picture. If you'd like to say a few words, then you're more than welcome to. So. Okay, I make the Chiquita Marbury Innovation Award honoree April Smith. Whereas the late Chiquita Marbury, 1952 to 2002, taught science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, classes in Trussville and Jefferson County schools before going to work for the Alabama Department of Education. And whereas Marbury's professional peers established an award sponsored by the State Department of Education in her memory to recognize educators who are exemplary models of technologies, teachers, and leaders in education. And whereas April Smith joined our Cahaba Elementary School team in 2017 after earning her degree from UAB and teaching in Moody for 6 years. And whereas April Smith quickly developed a reputation among her peers and parents as a wonderful and passionate teacher, as well as a warm and engaging leader at Cahaba Elementary. And whereas, according to Cahaba Elementary Principal Joy Tyner, April Smith's innovation in STEM education truly sets her apart. She had a remarkable gift for setting high expectations and, more importantly, equipping students with the strategies, encouragement, and motivation to meet them. She inspires a love of STEM while seamlessly supporting core academic standards. Smith is one of a kind, a true hero at Cahaba Elementary. Whereas our community recognizes April Smith for instilling her students with a love of learning, building long-lasting relationships with them and their families, and whereas we, the city of Trussville, feel fortunate to have Chiquita Marbury Innovation Award honoree April Smith as a teacher and friend in our community. Now therefore let it be proclaimed by Mayor Buddy Choate and the Trussville City Council that our entire community congratulates April Smith on her well-deserved Chiquita Marbury Innovation Award. We appreciate everything April does and the impact she continues to make inside and outside the classroom. I make a motion that we adopt Proclamation 2025-15.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I don't think so. Congratulations. He's right here. Tribune's news report.
Mr. Tyner, you?
Congratulations.
Y'all, you must be.
I'll take pictures.
You say
She needs to be in the middle.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank
Would you
you.
like to say a few words?
Yes. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the council, for Mayor Choate, for my principal who believed me worthy to even get this award. I feel very grateful to live in a place where my superintendent supports me and my principal supports me. I feel like I live in a true community, a community of people who support our schools, of family, and I appreciate this so very, very much.
My grandbaby boys love Miss Smith. Trip and Briggs.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You know the old adage that great leaders always hire people smarter than they are.
All right, next up, we have an ordinance to approve 2025 general obligation warrants renewing a $6 million line of credit with Synovus Bank. It's important for the public to know this is not new debt. We have to renew this every 2 years to maintain this line of credit. This is going to be Councilor Taylor.
Yeah, thanks, Council President. This is ordinance 2025-17 ADM. Offer move that we have unanimous consent to approve this tonight.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. President Short.
Yes.
Counselor Anderson.
Yes.
Counselor Bright.
Yes.
Counselor Cook.
Yes.
And Counselor Taylor.
Yes. And this is ordinance 2025-017 ADM. It's an ordinance to amend an outstanding line of credit and authorize issuance of the city's $6 million fifth amended and restated general obligation warrant. Again, as you stated, this is not new debt. This is just every 2 year to renew this line of credit at Synovus. And with that, I move we approve 2025-017 ADM.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. City Clerk, please call the roll.
President Short.
Yes.
Counselor Anderson.
Yes.
Counselor Bright.
Yes.
Counselor Cook.
Yes.
And Counselor Taylor.
Yes.
All right, next up, we have an ordinance to establish a fee for lift assist at extended care facilities by the fire departments. This is also Councilor Taylor.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. This is ordinance 2025-018. PS, it's an ordinance establishing a fee for lift assistance services performed at extended care facilities by the city fire department. Again, want to just make sure everybody understands this is only for extended care facilities, not if they come to your home and you have an incident there. That does not include that. This is just for extended care facilities. And so with that, I would move that we have unanimous consent to consider this ordinance 2025-018 tonight.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. President Short?
Yes.
Counselor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Bright?
Yes.
Counselor Cook?
Yes.
And Counselor Taylor?
Yes. With that, I move we approve ordinance 2025-018 PS, an ordinance establishing a fee for lift-assisted services performed at extended care facilities by the city fire department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. President Short?
Yes.
Counselor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Bright?
Yes.
Counselor Cook?
Yes.
And Counselor Taylor?
Yes.
All right, next up, we have a public hearing regarding a proposed rezoning. This is an ordinance that will accompany an ordinance to rezone the property located at 3101 Mary Taylor Road. It is currently R6, and it will come into the city as A1, so moving from mobile home residential to A1. And so I will open up the public hearing. Anyone here to speak for or against? All right, seeing, you can if you want, as the property owner. You're good? All right, seeing no one jump up, I will close the hearing, and we will move to Counselor Anderson with this one.
Thank you, Council President. As you mentioned, this is an ordinance to rezone the property located at 3101 Mary Taylor Road to A1 agricultural from R6 mobile home residential. So this is ordinance 019-PZ, and I move that we approve unanimous consent to consider this tonight.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for unanimous consent. City Clerk, please call the roll.
President Short?
Yes.
Counselor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Bright?
Yes.
Counselor Cook?
Yes.
Counselor Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you. Now I move that we approve ordinance 019-PZ.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I will say, so for the folks in the audience, so this is a piece of land that was annexed into the city contingent upon this rezoning. This land abuts the dump, and so bringing this in is a way for us to create a buffer, an additional buffer. That way the dump isn't able to acquire that land at another point. So just want to put that out there to the general public. We do have a motion and a second, and City Clerk, if you would, please, is there any more discussion?
No, thank you
Yeah.
for annexing into Trussville. And
Yes, thank
we're
you.
grateful it will stay A1.
Thanks for bringing us in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. City Clerk, please call the roll.
President Short?
Yes.
Counselor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Bright?
Yes.
Counselor Cook?
Yes.
And Counselor Taylor?
Yes.
All right, next up, we're going to have a public hearing regarding a proposed alcohol license. Do we have the owner of the Trussville Chevron present in the audience?
Yes, sir.
If you would please come on up, we're going to open the public hearing. All right.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well.
My name is Bassam Shari. I'm the new owner in Trussville Chevron.
All right. Councilor Taylor, you want to lead us through this?
Yeah, I'll just some questions that we always ask everyone.
Yes, sir.
We have a report from our police and understand that years ago, you were cited for selling to a minor, and not you, but you had an employee, and I understand from the report, you fired the employee and corrected that situation. And any other situations that you've had that, where you were charged with selling to a minor?
No. And I add new system in the cashier. Like we can scan ID and I train my employees every 3 months. And I follow up with them every week, every Friday, to make sure everything correct, you know.
So employees that come in there, what kind of training do they go through? Are you part of the Responsible Vendors Program, or what kind of training do you go through?
We have that vendor like train in this one.
Okay.
Who can need to read everything on this book.
Is that the same as the responsible?
ABC.
Yeah, that's,
Same. Yeah.
What's your process for carding people for that they come in and want to buy alcohol? What's your process?
Again, what you say again?
How do you decide who you card and who you don't card? Who you ask for their license and who you don't ask for their license?
We ask everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. We have to ask everybody. We have scanner to scan the ID, or we can key in the cashier.
So somebody as old as Councilor Cook comes in, you don't find them, right?
Like over, look like Tori and up. We have to ask her. Tori
You
and
should.
Tori.
22.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, is this your first location in Trussville?
Yeah, I have one in the Marathon in Chapel Road,
Okay.
down street from the Chevron.
Right.
And I have one in Old Springfield Road,
Okay.
between Clay and Center Point.
You've had no incidences there?
No, nothing.
And we just want you to know, as a city and as a police department, we're serious about this, and
Yes, sir.
you'll be tested.
Yeah,
You will.
Hey.
I'm just telling you, they're sitting back there, and they'll tell you, we're serious about selling to underage, and so you'll be tested, so we want you to.
yes, sir. Because I have good employees, I train him every time. You know, we have to ask ID. I don't want to get in trouble. You know. I promise we're gonna be good.
What kind of alcohol do you sell?
Beer and wine.
Just carry out only, correct?
Huh?
Carry out only.
What do you mean?
Carry out.
You don't drink on premises.
No on-premise consumption.
What do you mean?
No on-premise consumption. You can't drink it on site.
No.
Right.
Any other questions from the council? All right. Anyone else from the audience? Seeing no one, we'll close that out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Councilor Cook, you have the resolution to approve ABC license for Trussville Chevron.
Thanks, Council President. It's a resolution authorizing the mayor to approve the application for retail beer, off-premise only, and retail table wine, off-premise only, to said business is the Chevron located at 5981 Chocolate Mountain Road in Trussville. Be resolved that the City Council of the City of Trussville, following regular session, mayor is hereby authorized to authorize the beer, retail beer, and table wine permit for the Trussville Food Mart LLC, doing business as Trussville Chevron. So with that, I move that we approve resolution 2025-33.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, resolution passes. Next up, Councilor Cook again with a resolution to adopt the city's annual transportation plan.
Okay, this is a resolution, to the city transportation plan pursuant to the Rebuild Alabama Act. And I'm going to ask the mayor to give a little bit of explanation of this. I mean, I understand it, but he can sum it up in a Reader's Digest version.
Right, several years ago, when the state implemented an increase in the gasoline tax, the 10-cent tax that they were talking about, it started at 8, went to 9, went to 10. We have to submit a plan every year what to do with those funds. In the past, we've always taken that money and put it in an account to try to finish out any subdivision projects, roads that weren't completed by a developer that may have walked away or just didn't finish the subdivision. This year, we're going to still put money in that fund, but we're going to put 50% of it in there and put 50% in another fund that also allows us to do work on roads and bridges as well. That fund will still have over $300,000 in it before we get anything from the state. So this year's a little different than in the past where we put it all in that one fund. Now we're going to split it 50-50.
Thank you, Mayor.
But Mayor, it's all used for roads.
Correct. Yes.
All right, so with that, move for approval of resolution 2025-034.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up, we have Councilor Bright with a resolution to support Tuscaloosa's and Mountain Brook's efforts to change the simplified sales and use tax distribution process.
Thank you, Council President. Before I read this motion, I wanted to maybe give a little bit of an update on this lawsuit. So this is the lawsuit the City of Tuscaloosa and actually the Tuscaloosa County School Systems are filing against the Alabama Department of Revenue for the way that sales tax is collected on online sales. So the city, we are making a motion that we join in this lawsuit. I want to clarify that this means friends of the court type joining into the lawsuit, where we will not incur any legal cost or discovery cost moving forward. But we are a letter of support, supporting their efforts in trying to get the SSUT tax change, which is online sales tax. Very complicated process. It has to go through the legislature or through the court system. So we're trying to push the envelope on either one that comes first. So I'm going to read this motion, then we'll open it up for more general discussion amongst council and go from there. So I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 2025-35 to endorse Tuscaloosa and Mountain Brook's efforts to change SSUT distribution. Let it be resolved by the City Council of the City of Trussville and Alabama that the City of Trussville supports efforts by the cities of Tuscaloosa and Mountain Brook to change the simplified sales and use tax SSUT distribution process. So I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 2025-35.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I'd like to say just a couple things. One, I appreciate the work that the mayor and Councilor Bright, Councilor Short have put into this. This has been a lot of extra work. I know y'all been to several seminars. I understand Brian Jackson, who's going to be one of our new counselors coming up, has also gone and been a part of that. And I just appreciate the work, extra work. I mean, it is extra work that you guys have gone out and done to kind of get us up to date on this and what we need to do. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all of y'all for the work.
Thank you.
I spoke with Mayor Maddox today, and they actually filed their lawsuit today in Montgomery. So the wheels are turning. I'm actually in conversation with Representative Danny Garrett as well to continue those conversations moving forward on how the legislature approaches this, because there are going to be several other cities, I think, falling in line with Trussville, and Trussville's being a leader in this and taking our financial situation very seriously. Because we're being affected, estimated about $4 million a year in lost sales tax revenue. So thank you, Mayor and Council, that we all can agree on this, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'll just echo what Councilor Bright said. You know, $4 to $4.5 million is a conservative estimate on what our loss is, and I think it's important to point out that here in the city of Trussville, we give a quarter of everything we bring into our schools, and online sales, the schools are getting nothing. And so when we talk about funding our infrastructure projects that we desperately need, we've got to fix SSUT, and this is a step in that direction. So hopefully we see some success with this. So. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. Next up, we have a resolution to approve early retirement incentives to eligible city employees. That'll be Councilor Taylor.
Yes, this is Resolution 2025-36, authorizing the resolution authorizing the mayor to offer early retirement incentives to eligible city employees during the period of October 1st through 25th, October 1st, 2025 through December 31st. And I think, is Mandy here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandy, do you want to say anything about that?
Well, I can explain it if you like. So current City of Trussville employees have to have 25 years of service and be 55 years of age in order to be eligible for the city to pay any portion of their retiree insurance. Many cities that we compete with for labor offer retirement incentive windows in which they lessen those service requirements and or age requirements for employees who want to retire in that window. They have an incentive to do so. So that's what the City of Trussville has modeled this after.
Thank you. Mandy, thank you for all your work and the others for all the work on getting this done. All comments?
Yeah, I'll open it for discussion after a motion is second.
I offer you a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-36.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I will say, you know, this benefit, this temporary benefit, this one-time benefit, we are looking at ways, you know, moving forward to ensure that our budget is balanced next year. And so this is one way that, you know, we believe we can achieve that goal. So that's what's bringing this on. And it's also a way that we can award some of our employees that have been here a long time. So you'll get all our city employees, you'll get information from Mandy here in the coming days. So check your emails for that. So
I want to thank Mandy and Joseph and Brian as well for working very, very hard on pulling these figures together. And I think it's going to be a good thing for the city and a good thing for our employees. So look forward to it.
all right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, last item on the agenda accompanies that resolution is another resolution to establish monthly medical and dental insurance premiums for city employees choosing to retire pursuant to Resolution 2025-36, and that's Counselor Anderson.
Thank you, Council President. So this would, I don't know if y'all want me to go over the numbers or we just want to do it in discussion, but this is to establish monthly medical and dental insurance premiums for city employees choosing to retire for Resolution 2025-36, just like you said. So without going into like all of the numbers, this just gives them an opportunity to also have their dental and their health taken care of. So would you like me to read all of the numbers?
No, that's good.
Or have, yeah, I'll throw it over to you, Mandy. If you want to go over
I can
these, please.
summarize it.
Thank you so much.
Sure. So currently, the city pays the single premium for retiree insurance. This would also offer the city, allow for the city to pay a portion of family insurance for employees who retire in that window,
Which we're currently not paying.
which we're currently not paying any at all towards family insurance.
Thank you, Matt.
Yes, Brother.
Yes, Mayor.
Just to kind of reiterate, this is something new to Trussville, but we looked at and talked to several cities that have done this. Some cities do it every year, some do it periodically, but we think this is the best incentives that we've seen, a little better than some. And so I really, it's not, we're not trying to lay people off, but there's some people that deserve an opportunity to retire. They have other interests they want to do, and if they've earned that right, we want to try to help them get there. In the long run, they've served this city for a long time, and so it's kind of our way of showing appreciation if it works out for them.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am.
And I'd like to say thank you to Mandy, and again, thank you for putting these numbers together, because this helps us helps just a little bit more to get where we need to be while taking care of our people, because the people who work for the city are our greatest assets. We have to take care of them, so I appreciate the council considering this tonight. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-37, establishing monthly medical and dental insurance premiums for city employees choosing to retire for Resolution 2025-36.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, that'll conclude tonight's regular agenda. We'll move into council and mayor reports. First up, Councilor Anderson, Cemetery, Veterans, Library, ACTA, Historical, and Beautification.
Thank you, Council President. So several of my committees were present at Dog Days, and I know that might come up later with the chamber update, but it was a great event, very well attended, and they had a couple of hundred visitors at the Historical Museum, which I love so much, there at Heritage Hall. And also, the Historical Society received a $5,000 grant from Representative Danny Garrett. So I'd like to publicly thank Representative Garrett once again for representing us so well and really pouring into our community. Also, the Veterans Committee has a September 11th second annual Take the Day Back concert fundraiser for Major Dwayne Williams Memorial Scholarship Fund. They had this event last year. It will be down at Ferris, so please be looking online for information about that. And then the library has wrapped up summer reading, but I also, is Jason Baker here?
Yes.
I also saw the bookmobile at Dog Days, and I'm very excited about that. Is there anything you'd like to say or anything you'd like to add about the library?
No, we'll get back to our regular programming in September.
Great, and I'd like to thank Marcia Ward, who's here. She's on our library board, and we really appreciate all your work. But I'm very excited about the bookmobile. If you've not seen it, it's really awesome. So, and then I'm in between meetings for the rest of my committees, and would also just like to
say once again that if you would like to join any committee on mine or anyone else's, please go out to trussville.org and apply. And we are always looking on an ongoing basis to add to our committees and to backfill. So with that, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson. Next up, Councilor Bright, Board of Education, Finance, IDA, and Public Works.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to start with Public Works. So speaking on dog days, we had a fantastic dog days if you were able to come. And our Public Works tends to show off. I bet I heard those horns tooting like for hours over there. Kids get to come and climb on the equipment. We had a big foam pit where they could play in. It was just a sand thing I think that Mandy put together. They could dig for treasures in the sand. Just a fun day. Those are just extra things that our Public Works Department does for our community, among setting up for school to come back with signage and back to school projects. And then, of course, busy day-to-day with mowing and asphalt repair, tree removal, and typical call-in projects. So thank you, Justin, and your team for going above and beyond what you do. So you make our city look beautiful. Schools, I could go on forever with our schools. School is back in session. Full classes started on Monday. We have a few things coming up. As you know, football season's around the corner. Husky Night is this Friday night at 5:30 at the stadium. There'll be some scrimmage football games, and they'll be recognizing all of the fall sports and cheerleaders and dance teams. So I think it runs from 5:30 to like 8:30 on Friday night. So come out and support our high school, our athletes, and parents. Join the PAC that's going on. So if you're not familiar with that, that's Trussville City School Foundation. It's $1 a day, so $180 supports our schools, where it goes right back into our system as scholarship programming. So our teachers write for scholarships to the Trussville City School Foundation, and that money is poured right back in. Great way to support your schools without a lot of expense, and just encourage you to look on their website and join the PAC today. BOE is on the 18th, so that will be Monday night, right? Monday night at 5 o'clock. Thank you, Dr. Steve Ward, for always being here, our BOE president. We have the Husky Hall of Fame, and I think we can announce this. We didn't really know if we had clearance on that or not, but it's going to be the first football game. So Chad Summers is working on this program. So football starts on the 22nd at home. So excited about that. Let's see. I will go over finance real quick. IDA is in between meetings, and of course we just appointed a new board member. So excited for Ryan Wilson to join our team. So we're in budget meetings right now, meeting continually with Brian Barksdale and our finance director, Joseph Calvert. So thank you for all your hard work. We had a meeting this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and we actually are projected to end our yearly balance with cash on hand of above our balance at $785,000, plus $6.5 million in reserves, plus we've retired a good bit of debt, I believe $9 million worth of debt. So this council has been dedicated to get our finances back in shape, and we couldn't have done it without these two and the council and mayor working together, department heads working together as we move forward. We're having to cut our budgets, and a lot of that is related to SSUT, and we're working on that as well. So look forward to finishing this out, and our budgets our new year starts in October, and we will continue to work on that moving forward. So if anyone has any questions, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilor Bright. Councilor Cook, Parks and Recreation, Senior Citizens, Inspections, and Tree Commission.
Thank you, Council President. Tree Commission did not meet this month. Inspections, I'd like to thank them for their day-to-day, day in and day out operations, what they do. Right now, they've got an added task of policing campaign signs and picking them up and taking them to where they take them, and if you want to go get them. But I appreciate what they do. You know, it's kind of necessary at this time, so we just have to live with that and move on with it. The Park and Rec voted, and Tanya Smith is their new chairperson. And the Civic Center is hosting a home and garden show this weekend. It opens Friday, August 15th. Friday noon to 6, Saturday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sunday 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. In late July, the Park and Rec hosted a visiting basketball team from France. It was 15 and under and 18 and under. and they were in a mini tournament with some of the players that we have here. It was just a mini basketball tournament, and it was played at the high school gym. And the girls basketball team helped with that event. They volunteered for it. And as has been said, a big thank you to Public Works for their weekend that they did at Dog Days. It was made it nice. It's good to see everything come together. The protection, the police, the fire, the Public Works, and all the citizens come out and just have a good time all together. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilor Cook. Next up, we have Councilor Taylor with Utilities, Public Safety, Chamber, and Leadership Trussville.
Thank you, Council President. I will say, I'll just start by saying, I think this is the first time in 13 years that I didn't give the financial report.
And thank you for your years of service. I meant to say that.
I mentioned at the last workshop, I made the decision. I chose to step away from that. I felt it important going forward with our preparing our budgets and all that was going on with that people that would possibly be involved for next year would be involved in that process, the next 4 years in that process. And so I relinquished my seat on that, and I just want to tell the mayor thank you for the trust all these years of serving on that committee, and I'm certainly proud of what we've done. But I also thank Councilor Short and Bright for their work on this with our finance team. This is a real important budget for us because of the loss of revenue from the SSUT, and they're working hard on that, and I know they are. And I'm told them I'm here to help. As you know, only two of us can meet at a time with them on that, and so that's why I relinquished my seat. I thought it was important for these two to be involved in planning for our future. But thanks to Joseph and Ryan for y'all's hard work on all that's going on. Utilities, we're in between meetings on that as we are on public safety. I would like to say thanks to both chiefs for the work they've done. I was kidding with Chief Schatz before with this new about charging the extended care places for lift service. They're so kind. I had in-laws and now my mom who they have to come out every now and then and get out of the floor. And I tell Chief we're doing that now. Now my mom's moving to extended care in the next couple of weeks, so he still may come up there. We'll just have to pay you now for it. But we appreciate those guys and all that they do to come out and help with that. So, but we're in between our meeting on that. Lots been said about the chamber. I will tell you the Dog Days was a success this year. Appreciate everyone that volunteered. We had a multitude of volunteers that came out to make that day happen, and just appreciate everyone who was there. And I thought it was a great day for our city to kind of showcase our businesses. And so I just again appreciate everybody who did that. Also, Councilor Cook mentioned the Home and Garden Show this Friday. If you are a chamber member, you get to go Friday at 10 a.m., 2 hours early. You get early VIP access to the Home and Garden. So if your business is a chamber member, go at 10 a.m. and get ahead of the crowd, and there's going to be some refreshments there. And so another benefit of being a part of our chamber. And so that'll be at 10 a.m. this Friday. And then finally, our Leadership Trussville, our board will meet this Friday for that, getting ready for the next class number 4, and our overnight retreat, which will happen in September. And so we're getting that all put together. It will be this Friday morning at 7 o'clock, and kind of get our schedule ready for the overnight retreat. There's still some sponsorship opportunities if your business wants to sponsor the Leadership Trussville, 8 months of sessions for that. There's still some opportunities there, but we appreciate Dr. Bradford and all of her work for Leadership Trussville. And that'll conclude my report.
Thank you, Councilor. I have active transportation, planning and zoning, and design review. Active transportation is in between meetings, but at the last meeting, I failed to report that Sane and Plot Studios have combined forces. We partnered with the Regional Planning Commission, and that those firms were selected to help us create the plan for our active transportation. Planning and zoning met last night. We have created a subcommittee that's actively working on our subdivision regulations. We're working through that. Thank you, Brian, for all you're doing on that for us. And then design review, we are in between meetings, so I should have far more to update at our next council meeting on all of these. And we'll go to the mayor for administration.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Most of it has to do with road work. Everybody wants to know about it. But first of all, I want to thank Jefferson County. They have really offered great benefits to us recently with widening the North Chalkwell Road. That project is completed. They repaved Happy Hollow Road for us. Striping on that should begin Thursday, weather permitting. And then Trussville Clay Road, the work they did out there, that striping is scheduled to start the following week, weather permitting. So thank you to the county, Joe Knight, Cal Market, and all those guys down there. I talked to Mr. Leonard with AlDOT today about 59, the progress that's going on out there. I've seen a tremendous amount of progress. I know our southbound exits are still closed. I was asking him about the northbound, kind of when that should begin. He informed me that they had no plans to start that until after the first of the year. So southbound will be the only side they're working on through the rest of the year. I think he mentioned January the 15th, maybe the earliest they can start on northbound according to where the schedule is going now. So those are great additions to us as far as our infrastructures, our roads, rehabbing some that needed, particularly Happy Hollow. I just want to thank those guys for all they did for us. So thank you, Ms. Smith. Congratulations again. That was passionate what you said. We could tell how passionate it is. And I've known your husband for a few years. I'm glad to have you here tonight and be part of this award and recognition for her. I do want to thank Mandy and our finance team for the work they've done. It's been a hard grind, but we're almost there. And I feel like by the end of the year, we'll have things in order moving forward. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, can I just say, I meant to mention in mine, and I didn't know if you had mentioned it, but I do want to mention the mayor's prayer breakfast that we had just a few weeks ago, and that's kind of been I think that's our 4th or 5th year, to the 5th year to do that. And it's a great event for our city. We had 300-400 people there. Well, it sold out. How many ever held? It sold out. Coach Cutcliffe came and had a good word for us, but I just want to say thanks to you for your vision to have that, to see our city turn out and all of our churches and all of our citizens turn out for that. That's a great event, and it's one I hope that future administrations will keep doing, because I think it's really good for us.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
I did have one other thing that I forgot to add too. So talking about roads and congestion and Chalkwell Road intersection being closed down. I had a meeting today with Norfolk Southern, you know, that train's always stopping. Somehow I am the train liaison unofficially, but Representative Danny Garrett and I sat down with Norfolk Southern, a couple of people from that group, and just trying to keep them hyper vigilant on stopping trains with the interstate being closed. That just cuts off both ends of Chalkwell Mountain Road. They said that they would, and then lo and behold, 30 minutes later, the train would stop. But we are making every effort, and we are staying on them. They're going to go to their Atlanta distribution center, and that's where they are, their dispatch center, I should say. They don't have a local dispatch anymore. It's out of Atlanta, so it makes it a little more complicated for them to understand exactly where. Please don't stop this train here. So we are trying very hard to work with them, but they're a big entity. But just know that we are working on that, and they are going to make every effort to make that very important on their list to not block Trussville, especially during this redoing of I-59 exit 141. So just want to make you aware of that.
And I would also like to announce the next council meeting will be August 21st. It will be workshop and council on that date because we have municipal elections on that Tuesday. So double meeting on August 21st. And then let's go back to the public. Anyone? All right, Mr. Epstein.
There he is.
I've been quiet. I've got a few suggestions.
Yes,
When
sir.
they redo the roads, let them put, I call it an O-ring, where these manhole covers are. How many times have you ridden over these manhole covers and you bounce? It's terrible. And also, the road, Valley Road goes up to the Pinnacle. Whose responsibility is that road?
That's city.
Well, maybe you can talk another city into going over that road. You got all kind of bumps, and you got a 3-inch pipe sticking up right behind the Cajun, whatever that Cajun place is, that's in the road on the right-hand side. Also, the state is lingering and lingering, listen, about lotteries and bingo. Y'all need to do a lottery and a bingo to get those lights on Valley Avenue. So y'all, 2 young ladies and 1 gentleman, you have roughly 2.5 months left. Just think, that could go on your legacies forever.
Actually, it's just a month and a half.
As old as you are, I'll give you the extended time.
Hey, Mr. Epstein, that beeping was not like your heart rate, was it?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay.
He's getting upset.
All right, anyone else?